Good morning, VC. This is Glen Kellaway from the basement. It's Monday morning, which is time for the weekly wrap-up. Now, before we get started, I've got kind of a thing to talk to you guys about. I've been keeping it a secret. I have been taking a computer course on video editing because I really want to make my channel more professional. It's pretty amateurish the way it is now, and I'm kind of embarrassed by it. So I have about to premiere my first attempt at a fancy-dancy video editing thing. So I'm going to kind of put this on pause, and we're going to present it this morning. You're going to watch it with me. This is the premiere of the way the things are going to go from now on. Sorry, I'm dropping papers and everything all over the place. So I'm going to put this on pause for a sec, and then I'm going to come back in with the fancy-dancy new start to the channel. This is exciting. Hold on. Okay, we're going on pause. VCN, the Vinyl Community Network, presents From the Basement, the weekly wrap-up with your host, Glen Kellaway. Hey everybody, how was that? That's pretty good. So it's my first try, so don't come down on me too hard. It'll get better. I'll try to do a better one next time. Anyway, so here we are, Monday morning. What's been happening in the VC all week? What's been happening in the basement? What's happening in the sports world on TV? What's pissing me off? What's making me happy? Let's find out. First of all, I would be remiss if I didn't love and thoughts for my good friend Robert Hagerman, who lost his father this week. It's been a tough week for Robert. I feel for him. It's not easy losing a parent. I don't care if you're 10 years old or 100 years old, man. Losing a parent is a big thing. And for those of us who have been through it, we know. And yeah, so anyway, Robert, thoughts with you. So if anybody who hasn't reached out to Robert, please give him a hug, a Vinyl Community virtual hug. VCLT. I got some VCLT this week from the great George Allen. I don't know if anybody's watching like a lot of channels in the video. See, George is very generous. He's doled out some VCLT to, I don't know how much he's doled out. Like I lost count watching the videos that people are thanking George for the records. He included me in that, and George, I am forever grateful. He sent me this record, Caravan. It's called If I Could Do It All Over Again, I'd Do It All Over You. So this is a prog rock record, released in 69 or 70. I was introduced to Caravan from my buddy who owns a record store in Cobourg, Ontario, and he suggested I get an album called In the Land of Pink and Gray, which is a bit of an acquired taste, but it's musically it's fantastic. The vocals are a bit quirky, so that kind of limited my listening pleasure to it, because I'm still struggling to get used to the vocals on that album, and never thought of listening to any more Caravan. So George sends me this, and I open it up and I go, Caravan, I'm familiar with them. So I put this on, and I am freaking blown away. The vocals on this album are fantastic. The instrumentation is amazing. It's I would say more keyboard based than guitar based, although there are some nice guitar parts in it too. But what a great frickin' album. I've played this 2 or 3 times in the few days that I've had it. It's just getting better and better with each listen. So George, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, man. This was such... George says he likes to kind of handpick the album for what he thinks someone would like, and he just did a freaking great job with me, because that's a fantastic album. I got some more new albums in. a big fan of this guy. I don't have much vinyl. I used to have a lot of Steve Earle vinyl of his more later stuff, like The Mountain and Washington Square Serenade, which is my favorite Steve Earle album. Those albums are out of print and they're getting kind of costly, so I'm kind of pissed. I got them all on CD so I can listen to them, but I'd really like to find the vinyl, but I'm kind of looking for some kind of a deal for a poor old man can afford. But anyway, so I decided I better grab this one that came out last year before it goes out of print to The Ghosts of West Virginia. This is a beautiful album. It's it's a tribute to coal miners and whatever in that area of the U.S. And wow, what a great frickin' record this is. There's a song on here called Black Lung that I just freaking love, but the whole album is really good. Steve Earle is one artist that, to me, gets better with age. There's not many of the old timers you can say that about, but Steve is definitely one of them. He can still write a great song. He still sings passionately, and his records sound great. I'm a huge fan, and I hope Steve keeps giving us more. His son Justin Townes Earle died of a drug overdose not long ago, and Steve has just completed a album of Justin's songs, because Justin was a great songwriter too, of Justin's songs in the album. I think it's called JT, which was Justin Townes. He was named after Townes Van Zandt. So so I'm looking forward to that coming out. I think that's going to be a really good album. Next, I got this Blues Jam in Chicago. This is an amazing blues album. 1969, the original Fleetwood Mac at Chess Records, jamming with all the kind of the pioneers of blues, Otis Spann and Willie Dixon, whatever. That's really, really fine album too. If you like the blues, you love it. I've been looking for this on vinyl for a while and I gave up. Coco Taylor, Queen of the Blues. What a great frickin' album this is, man. She's got a great band, great guitar work in this. She sings freaking amazing. I'm loving this album. The one song that's on here is The Hunter, that Zeppelin used in How Many More Times? They call me the Hunter, that's my name. Yeah, so, I don't know who wrote that song. I don't know if Coco Taylor's is the original version of it, or maybe someone could enlighten me on that. It doesn't give writing credits on this. But if you like the blues, you will love this. Okay, my favorite guitarist in the world. I'm not saying he's the best guitarist. I'm saying he is my favorite. He's turned me on to so much music. He's so eclectic. He just has such a tasteful delivery, and he can play any kind of music. Influential guitarist, Ry Cooder. I have these albums on just regular vinyl and plus on CD, but I had a chance to pick up a Mo-Fi while it's still around. There's not many left. There's 3 that came out on Mo-Fi. There's Boomer's Story, which is Ry's first album. There's Chicken Skin Music, which I'm having trouble finding. I couldn't get it. It's sold out everywhere. But Boomer's Story is so good, and original master recording, man, it sounds good. Oh man, the guitar and the vocal, just beautiful, beautiful record. This is number 2610 out of 3,000 pressings. And the other one I got, which is my favorite Ry Cooder album, is Paradise and Lunch, original master recording. Again, and there's a couple of songs on this, like I said, it's like this make you sit forward and just stare at the speakers going, my God, the music that's coming out of there and how good that sounds. This is number 2457 of 3,000. So if anybody knows where I can find Chicken Skin Music on Mo-Fi, wants to sell me their copy, I'm open to listen. I'm wearing this hat. This is subliminal advertising. Everybody knows this is a bass clef. Everybody knows that I play a bit of bass guitar. Played in a band for a while and then quit and then never went back to it. And then COVID hit, and so But I still love the bass, and I actually sold my bass guitar because it was worth a lot of money, and I just didn't want it sitting around doing nothing. So I sold it, thinking I'll buy another one, and I haven't bought one yet, so I haven't replaced it. But I will one day. And but the reason I'm wearing this is to advertise the new channel that Lisa Tedesco and I started called Bass to Bass with Lisa and Glen. Lisa will be uploading, if it's not uploaded already, our collaborative videos on the bass guitar. We just did one last week. I'm just waiting for her to do the final editing and make sure she's happy with it, and we're going to put it up. So please, Bass to Bass with Lisa and Glen, as you're staring at that for the next 10 minutes. Bass to Bass with Lisa and Glen. And if you're a Grateful Dead fan, you can stare at that too. Okay, what's next? Stats. This all came from Shannon. Shannon Talks Music. Her year in review last year, she motivated me to do some kind of a primitive tracking method on my listening habits. So I can't break it down too deeply, but in terms of minutes and hours and seconds or anything like that. But it's been a month. I started on January 30th, 2020, and as of January 30th, December 30th, 2020, and as of January 30th, 2020, here's the stats. I'm interested in them. I hope you are too. So I have listened to a total of 114 albums, including CD and vinyl, in a month. 34 CDs and 80 albums, 80 vinyl records. Who is number one? So, what else do I want to break this down to? I can tell you who I listened to the most. So on CD, it was Frank Zappa. He got 3 listens, three different albums. Van Morrison was 2, and Steve Earle was 3. All the others were just 1. So what's that? That's 8. So 26 single different artists I listened to, and then 8 albums between Zappa and Morrison and Steve Earle, which I think shows that I'm at least trying to, listen to different stuff. On the record side, 80 albums. Who gets the most? Bob Dylan at 7. I know Bob's newest album, Rough and Rowdy Ways, gets a lot of love in my house, so it probably got 3 of those 7 listens, but also Highway 61 and just the whole Dylan canon there. I'm a big fan, so Bob got the most. Next was the band, Ray Charles and King Crimson all tied. Now, I guess the band, because I just bought the band's Capital Years box set, so that's 5 different albums out of that box set I've listened to. So I still haven't listened to Islands or Rock of Ages or Northern Lights, Southern Cross. I haven't pulled those out of the set yet to listen to. Ray Charles, again, because I bought a box set, I've listened to 5 Ray Charles records out of that 7 record set. That's a great set, Ray Charles. KC, King Crimson, same thing. I just recently got the Stephen Wilson remix, 50th anniversary of In the Court of the Crimson King, and got Islands and Lizard. So there's a reason for those 2 getting a lot of love, even though I'm a big fan anyway. Van Morrison, Neil Young, and Muddy Waters, 4 listens each to each of those artists. Again, a lot of it's because I just got a lot of those records. Van Morrison, I got what's called his band in the street choir, so I've given that a few listens. Now, if you add what Van with the CDs and the records, I mean, we're at 6. So who else? A lot of people got 3 listens. A lot of artists. Led Zeppelin. Nick Mason, the album I talked about last week, and Jacko Jaksic, the album I talked about last week. So yeah, that's my breakdown so far. I've been really diligent about every time I listen to an album, I go to my spreadsheet and I mark it in that I listen to it. So that's pretty good. What else do I want to talk about? Videos I've been watching. How about some videos? There's been some great response videos going around. Richard McCook, 10 questions for VC video makers. This one's moving up the charts with a bullet. Richard really came up with some interesting questions here, and I am wearing pants. So if you have watched one of the response videos, you'll know what I mean. But if you haven't, you won't have a clue what that means. But I am wearing pants. Yeah, that's a great one. A lot of people have answered that. I love watching the responses to that. Jeff at Calico Silver, 2 great videos this week. 15 questions for Beatles fans. People are jumping on that one too. There's a lot of Beatles fans out there. And his continuing series in lyrical reviews. Jeff has done 2 of my favorite Dylan songs so far. He did Visions of Johanna, which is my favorite Dylan song. And just yesterday uploaded It's All Right Ma, I'm Only Bleeding. A fantastic review of the lyrics to this song and his take on them and trying to figure out what Dylan was thinking, and just genius videos. Jeff, I absolutely love them. Who else? Contests. That Old Goats Vinyl's got a contest I haven't entered yet. It's 4 media, 1 band. So pick a band and pick 4 different types of media that they have been associated with, whether it's a DVD, a CD, a cassette, an 8-track, whatever. Just come up with 4. Don's got a great channel. He's such a cool guy. Really love his channel, and I'm really falling in love with Scooby-Doo. Calvin Wazoo, new channel to me. He has a contest, 100 subs contest. I'm really enjoying Calvin's channel. We both share a love for Frank Zappa, and I'm looking forward. Richard is the guy's name. I'm really looking forward to kind of forming more of a friendship with Richard so we can go back and forth. He showed his vinyl Zappa collection plus his CDs on a recent video, and I was blown away by the vinyl collection because I've got about 4 vinyl albums Zappa, and they're not cheap either. You know, well, $30 for a reissue. I don't know how much the OGs are going for, but you know, even $30 times 20 albums. Give me a break. Like I can't do it, sadly. Who else? Beth at Red Rum Records has a contest going on. I really like this one. It's the theme is 1969. I love that year. I was 16 years old in 1969, and musically the best year of my life, from going to concerts and the albums that were coming out, and just a big change for me. And you know, it was just really an incredible time to be alive. It really was. Who else? That's it. I think that's it I got for that. What else did I want to talk about? The Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. I get the feeling that people watch the Super Bowl even when they're not football fans. You just kind of get wrapped up in the whole thing of it. I am rooting for my friend Randall Nelson's home team, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Kansas City is going to blow the doors off of Tampa Bay. I think Tom Brady's storybook season is about to come to a sad ending. I don't think they can keep up with KC. KC made the Buffalo Bills look pretty ordinary in the last game, and Buffalo has a pretty good team. I think KC's just getting warmed up for a big display at the Super Bowl. And I don't have a horse in the race, so that's just my opinion of someone who sits on his couch and watches football all day. What else do I need to talk about? Oh, somebody said I should do a rant of the week. I like when I do my rants. I'm going to try and come up with some, but I'm in such a good mood. I couldn't come up with any rants. It was my mind's in a blank, but something's gonna piss me off. My wife said, "Talk about this, talk about that." And I'm going, "No, I want it to be music related. Like I want to be pissed off at an artist or pissed off at a record label or a company or something like that. It's gonna happen. It'll happen. It's just God. Naturally, I'll get pissed about something, and then I will do a display. Um, my record of the week to end this off. Excuse me while I go through my vinyl finds here. Last week I did what should I do? Sorry about this. My record of the week. Let's do Frank Zappa. I don't know how many Zappa fans are on there. I'm going to do Hot Rats. If anybody thinks they're not a Zappa fan, please try to listen to Hot Rats. It's just musically just a killer record. There's only one song with vocals, and it's a vocal performance by Captain Beefheart, and it's called Willie the Pimp. And the guitar playing in the song is so amazing that if you don't like Beefheart's voice, it's a great song. But Peaches and Regalia opens the song, which is just a great instrumental. Probably one of Frank's most beloved songs, and just genius at work. And the rest of the album's kind of jazzy and proggy and rocky and all mixed in. It's just a great, great album, Hot Rats. This was the 50th anniversary edition on pink vinyl. Anybody who thinks that colored vinyl doesn't sound good, this record sounds freaking awesome. Hot Rats. That's my listen of the week. I think I'm done. That's my wrap up. It's 22 minutes. What else can I say? I'll look forward to seeing you through the week with, various contests and responses and whatever. And next Monday, we'll be back for more. Peace out, everyone. I love you all. Take care.